and welcome to Chef Shelley's Kitchen. So, in many cases I've shared with you some side dishes, appetizers like deviled eggs, some major entrees, because I haven't really shared a lot of desserts. And so one of the desserts, again, very easy to make, so very simple, totally delicious. And I found some ways to kind of make it healthy as well, if you could say that. So we're going to make a treat that I call Oreo Cookie Chocolate Pudding Delight. And I remember going to an event at a hotel, and they had this delicious dish, and I thought, how can I make that dish? And as with many dishes, I'll find about 3 or 4 different recipes and then take the best of all of them and then come up with my own concoction. And so this is one of those. It's very simple. You don't really need very much actually to make this dish. So one, you'll see that I've got a package of Oreo cookies. They even have the reduced fat ones, so if you want to get that, you can get that. That saves you on the calories. We have a box of chocolate jello, and they have them even in the dark chocolate, so you can't beat that. You're going to need milk to go with that. I'm actually using 1%, so here again, you've cut down on the calories. And then the other ingredient is going to be Cool Whip, and Cool Whip has a fat-free topping, where again the sugar is not more, kind of to offset. So all of these different ways where you can cut down on the calories just by making some simple modifications. So we do have to create this in a couple of parts. So I'm going to start out, the first thing you want to do, and I like using kind of my little glass bowl here. This is a dish that you really have to let sit out, or sit for a while, not really sit out. I usually use, when I make this, at least 1 row. So if you look at the Oreo cookies, I will take 1 row of cookies, put them in my bowl, and then I use this little device here. Anything will work. Basically, you're crushing the Oreos. So let me do that. And one thing you're going to notice, I actually don't want the Oreos to be crushed too much for the bottom part. And the reason why I don't crush them too thinly is because they're going to turn a little soft once you allow the pudding to sit on them. So you kind of want them to have some firmness, okay? So I've kind of crushed this pretty well. And this is really just going to be the bottom, the base. I've actually put more in than I need, because we're also going to put some of this on the top. So now that I feel like I've got a good amount here, I'm going to just actually scoop some of that in a little side bowl. And I'm going to say it's probably about a ½ cup or so. You can add more or less. The reason why I set that aside is because we're going to put it on top of this dish, okay? So let me just add a little more. All you're trying to do here is just put a bottom. So you want that covered pretty evenly on the bottom. Again, if you want to add more cookies, you can. Completely, totally up to you. But I think we're good to go here. We're going to set this aside now, and then we're going to pull out the Jell-O. So the Jell-O, this is really easy to make. I should have opened this. But what we're going to do here is, I actually have the large container. It's up to you. There's a smaller version, but we're going to just use this. And all you're going to do is, and the nice thing about this, and again, I always pride myself on making things that are simple. So we're going to open this here, and all you're going to do with the larger packet is add 3 cups of milk. The trick with this is that you're going to need to make sure you whisk this enough times. And the ingredients actually, and the directions actually tell you to whisk it for 2 minutes. So I'm going to just kind of get it going here. I won't, I'll continue whisking it, but I'll kind of stop the camera because all I'm doing is whisking. Once you whisk this for 2 minutes, then you're going to let it sit for 5 minutes so that it can stiffen up. So we're gonna just put the camera on pause and then let it stiffen up. I'm gonna continue stirring this, make sure it stirs for 2 minutes, and then I'm going to let it sit, okay? So let's put on pause and we'll come right back. Okay, so we've had a chance for the pudding to sit. So remember, I whisked it for 2 minutes. You let it sit for 5 minutes, and then you're gonna get kind of this thicker consistency, like so. So now what you do, you've put the cookie there. You now layer it with the pudding. So we're gonna put the pudding right on top of it, like so. Again, you've got some choices. There's dark chocolate, regular chocolate. This time I just went with the regular chocolate, but I tend to prefer the dark chocolate. Again, chocolate is not a bad thing. I think, again, anything in moderation is definitely okay. I think sometimes if you don't eat anything, then you get more tempted. So, you know, treat yourself with some moderation. So you can see this starting to layer. Cookies on the bottom, the Jell-O on the top. Now what you do is you take your Cool Whip, and I think, again, it's amazing that you are able to get some of this in some fat-free options. So you're just gonna put this on top, like so. Sometimes I'll even mix a little bit of this in the pudding, particularly if I have the dark chocolate, but you know, we're gonna keep it simple today. I'm just going to pour it all on top. Make sure I get every little morsel. My friends know I'm very frugal, so friends and family, I'm gonna get every little bit. And then there's some on the top as well. All right, now what we're gonna do is spread this along the top of it. Nice and even across the top. This is, I'm telling you, a totally delicious dish. If I may say so myself. And it's so simple, it's so easy. And I'm actually gonna have this, we'll have this as dessert for dinner. So, which means it's gonna stay in the refrigerator for definitely a couple of hours. Okay, to let it set. And if you have a glass bowl like this, you know, many times, hopefully you've got something to put on top of it, a cover, or you can put aluminum foil or some of the resealable plastics. So you've got that going on, you've got that spread nicely. The next thing you're gonna do is go back to those Oreos that we put aside, and you're gonna crush them a little bit more. So you want them to be more crushed than little thinner, finer than what was on the bottom. Remember, I told you the reason why you keep them a little thicker on the bottom is because the pudding softens them. So you kind of want to have a little bit of a crunch to it. So you're going to kind of see what I'm talking about here. I'm going to use my hands for sure. And you're just spreading it along the top, just like so. Just kind of evenly along the top. I'm not pouring it just because I don't want it to come out too much, too fast. So here we go. My gosh. So delicious, so delicious, so delicious. Okay. And I would say that's pretty much it. Got the balance of it out there. And so here is our Oreo chocolate pudding delight, as I mentioned. Absolutely delicious looking. You've got the 3 layers again, the Oreo crushed on the bottom, the chocolate pudding in the middle, the Cool Whip on top, and then the extra little chopped up Oreos on the top. So just a delicious little treat for you to make. And I hope you enjoy it. Again, put it in the refrigerator, keep it there for about 2 hours, put a covering over it, you know, before you indulge. But enjoy. Hope you now have another little treat that you can share with your family and friends. Till next time, remember, share, share, share. the videos and give me your feedback. Those are two things that I'm not getting enough of. I'm not getting enough shares and I'm not getting enough comments. So please reach out, give me your feedback, tell me you love it, you hate it, keep doing it. I'm not sure if I should even keep doing these shows. So you need to let me know. You need to give me some feedback. So thanks again for tuning in. Until next time, if there's a next time, based on your feedback. Take care. Bye-bye.